Turn Silk way down, bring Billy all the way up.
Welcome back to FPR2501 on the week number 10. Here is the market structure table for comparison. It's the quick reference to basic market structures. As you can see, there are 5 columns. The first one is the type of market structure, and the second one is the seller entry barriers, and the third one is the seller number, and the fourth one is buyer entry barriers, and the last one is buyers numbers. If you look at the first market structure, which is perfect competition, there is no barrier for the seller entry. There are many sellers in this market, and there is no barrier for the buyer entry as well. And for the number of the buyer, there are many buyers in this market. And please look at the next market structure, which is monopolistic competition. There are no the barrier for sellers entry, and there are many sellers in this market. There are no barrier for the buyer entry, and there are many buyers in this market as well. Please look at the oligopoly. Yes, there is the barrier for seller entry, and there are just a few sellers, and there are no barrier for the buyer entry, but there are many buyers in this market. For oligopoly, there is no barrier for the seller entry, but there are many sellers in this market, and there are barriers for the buyer entry, and there are just a few buyers in this market. For the monopoly, there is the barrier for the seller entry, and there is only one seller, and there is no barrier for the buyer entry, and there are many buyers in this market. And the last one is monopsony. There is no barrier for the seller entry, and there are many sellers in this market. There is barrier for the buyer's entry, and there is only one buyer in this market. If we compare the market structures by the frame of the competition, on the left side is more competition and on the right side is less competition. We can say that the most competition is perfect competition, and then monopolistic competition and oligopoly, and the last one is monopoly. And if we compare it by the frame of concentration, the less concentration is on the left side and the more concentration is on the right side. The most concentration is monopoly, and then oligopoly, and monopolistic competition, and the last one is perfect competition. Thank you very much for your attention today, and see you again next week.